Hello students, welcome to my channel Biology Foundation. This is part 7 of Unit 4 Health and Hygiene. So today let's discuss about noise pollution and soil pollution. In my previous videos, we have discussed about air pollution and water pollution. So before we understand noise pollution, first what is noise? Noise is any undesirable or unpleasant loud sound, okay, to our ears. So usually our ears can bear sound of about 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz, okay. Anything less we can't hear, anything more can damage our ears. So basically, any loud unpleasant sound is considered to be noise, okay. So what could be source, what could like as we have discussed in earlier videos, for any kind of pollution, like whether it is air pollution or water pollution, we were talking about the sources of it, effects, and the ways to prevent it. Today also let's discuss about the sources of noise pollution, what are the effects of it, and how can we prevent noise pollution, okay. So what are the sources? Common sources can be household or personal source, or it can be external industrial source, something like vacuum cleaner, high volume of when you keep high volumes in radio or television or any of your electronic devices, honking, continuous honking of vehicles. External sources can be traffic, uh, again I mean to say excessive honking of vehicles. Industries, that means machines. If your house is close to an industry, we know industries use machines in them where they have to generate products, various kinds of products. So continuously the machines run, during which loud sounds are produced, right? Jets, tractors, loudspeakers can be an assault, that means they can be a problem for our ears. So, major sources of noise include transportation vehicles, equipments or machines used in industries, and appliances. Okay, various kinds of appliances which we use at home, something like washing machine. Okay, so when there is noise, obviously we feel very disturbed. We can't concentrate on the work that we do, and it's even causing long term damage to our ears. So when you're continuously exposed to noise, what actually happens eventually, a person can develop hearing loss, okay. And once a person develops hearing loss, what happens, he actually can't understand or can't hear what the other person is talking, so it affects their communication, and it creates a ripple effect where the person, not only it's affecting their communication, it's impacting the other fields or other areas of his or her life, something like their social well-being. That means they're unable to talk properly with people around him or her. Vocational well-being, that is they're unable to, they can't maintain a balance in their professional and personal life. And emotionally also they are not feeling well, okay, because they are unable to communicate, unable to talk or understand what the other person is saying, until and like if they go to a doctor and see that the problem is taken care of, then obviously they can speak it, then they can communicate. But the thing is, if the person is hesitating or just neglecting it, then surely eventually the person develops hearing loss, as a result of which in turn affects communication and causes a ripple effect. That means it not only affects their communication but also affects the other areas in their life, like social well-being, vocational well-being, and emotional well-being. So that's the reason we should not get exposed to more noise, okay. So here you can listen that noise induced hearing loss is permanent. Once you lose, you can't get it back. So ears are sense organs, delicate organs, or like it's all sense organs. They're basically like it's our responsibility to take care of them. If you remember, even in my class on personal hygiene, we talked about oral hygiene, we talked about the care we have to take on eyes, right? We need to take proper care of our eyes, because eyes are delicate sensitive organs. It's a blessing for us that we can beautifully see the nature around us. In the same way, ears are the organs which help us to listen to the beautiful sounds of nature. or the way people are communicating, or you can understand what people are saying, right? So when you are exposed to loud sounds greater than 20,000 hertz, which is unbearable to the ear, then obviously the ear gets damaged. And once there is damage, it is permanent. You can't actually restore it. It's naturally you can't restore it back. Okay, so let's understand the effects of noise pollution. So we understood what is noise. It's an unpleasant sound to the ear which is very loud. And what are the sources? It could be something like uh, high volumes of high volume in the TV or in the radio, or it could be something like machines, from the sounds from the machines in an industry, or continuous honking of vehicles in the traffic. So what are the effects of noise pollution? So, as I said, noise is an unwanted sound. It can cause stress and anxiety, okay, in a person. Loud sounds, if a person is exposed to, then there are high chances of anxiety and stress. Not only that, there are sometimes people feel very irritated, and in some, it shows as a form of anger. They feel angry. Okay, high exposure sound is greater than 85 decibels, or here I mentioned it as hertz. Okay, the unit you can measure it as decibels, or it can be hertz. So range, normal range of hearing is 20 hertz to 20,000. Anything greater than that, it can damage our ear. Anything less, you can't hear properly. Okay. So mandatory consideration, that means, say people or the government thinks that okay, we need to take care of our environment. That means we need to see that water is of good quality, air must be of good quality. But even noise pollution is a threat. Okay, I mean, loud sounds also must shouldn't be encouraged. When there are parties or when there are functions, there are certain, maybe you might have seen your neighbors putting stereos like DJ systems, speakers, loudspeakers throughout the night, okay, which actually disturbs their sleep, and also it's very harmful for the ears. Okay, so it's responsibility of the society, of the government, to, and even the lawmakers, so that if someone is disobeying it, they must be punished. Okay, so they have to take it as a serious consideration, that noise pollution must be prevented. Okay, it can actually cause effect on human beings, as have said you here. It can actually cause change in our emotions. We might feel very agitated, irritated, feel angry. Okay, or it can develop stress and anxiety in a person. Okay, not only that, it can have a negative effect on cognitive development. This is one thing for sure which happens if you are continuously exposed to noise. Then there will be hearing loss, which is completely preventable. Okay, once you develop hearing loss, then obviously it's preventable. uh, and If it's in the initial stage, then you can refer to the ENT specialist. Then obviously they'll give you the ear devices to amplify the sound so that your hearing is restored. But once it's lost, it's something which can be prevented. Okay, I mean, there is no such reversal. Okay, and one more negative effect is cognitive development. The development of your brain is nudged, or I mean to say, the improper development of the brain occurs. Impact on social behavior, impact on learning. Why? Because your concentration is affected when there are more. Maybe you might have see observed this, like during your examinations, if people talk or if your mother is disturbing you, then obviously you say that please talk in a low volume, or don't disturb me, I have to study. Because your brain needs calmness, so that it can concentrate or focus on particular thing while studying, right? So it reduces concentration, causes physiological changes. As I told you, when I say physiological changes, changes in the body, like you might develop headache, irritation. When there is high sound, some people get very irritated, they develop anger, or they might get tensed or stressed. It can change your sleep patterns, blood pressure rises, and digestion issues can occur. So these are physiological changes. Physiological means changes in our body. Okay, so when person is exposed to high sound, like high volumes of sound, which is basically noise, for a longer period of time, then it can result permanent damage to the ear in the form of hearing loss, or it can have a negative impact on the cognitive development, that is development of the brain. People tend to lack focus or concentration, as a result of which they show poor performance in their work. It can cause even physiological changes like irritation, right? People get irritated, blood pressure changes, changes in the sleep pattern. They are unable to sleep properly on time, digestion issues, all this can occur. These are effects of noise pollution. Sources, as we have discussed in the first slide, these are the sources of noise pollution. Here we have discussed like household sources and even external sources. Then we have talked about effects of noise pollution. Okay, now let's talk about tips or ways to prevent noise pollution. Okay, control personal exposure. That is, pay attention to the surrounding noises. Just pay attention to the noises which are in your surroundings. If they are under your control, something like if the noise is coming from the TV, then it's in your hand. You can just reduce the volume of your TV or the stereos. That means the speakers that are installed in your home or nearby. There is a chance to reduce the volume of the stereos. Okay, limit headphone or earphone use. Now at this present age, there are many people, even children, like students start. They have the habit of listening to music where they personally listen using their headphones or earphones, right? So it's very important. We love to listen to music in high volumes, but that actually causes damage to the ears. Okay, so it's very important that we reduce the volume of the earphones or the headphones. And uh, it's usually said that when you place your earphones, uh, the volume should be such that you should be able to listen to a person who is speaking. Okay, if it is more, if the volume of the headphone is too high that you can't actually listen to a person, to someone who is talking to you, that means your volume is very high. Okay, so you should reduce the volume of the personal devices that you use, and even the time of exposure. That means don't continuously listen daily for 5 to 6 hours. That actually causes damage to your ears. Manage external noise sources. That means if there are your neighbors, if there is a function in your neighbor's house and they're partying, you can tell them. If the volume is too loud, then it's better you talk to them and tell them to reduce the volume, because it causes damage to your ears, and also it disturbs your sleep. Okay, which again causes physiological changes in your body. Ensure music does not interfere when people are talking with you. As I told you, even when you put your headphones, the volume should be such that the person who is talking to you should be able to hear it. Okay, so these are the ways to prevent it. So here again I have mentioned lower the volume of radios, TVs, stereos, that is your speakers, DJ systems. Ask the neighbors to do the same uh, during parties or functions. Wearing ear protections, like you can put ear cuffs when you are in noisy environment. If you know that you are going to a place where they put loud noises, and you can't actually tolerate such loud noises, then it's better you use ear cuffs. Okay, give your ears a break. Limit headphone or earphone use. Speak in a low tone. Avoid or limit time at noisy events. If it's very important that you have to attend such events, then you have to limit your time, or it's better you avoid such noisy events, and always speak in low tone. Locate airports and factories and see that they are away from the residential areas. It's better you build your house, or you I mean to say buy a house which is away from industrial area. If you're close to the industrial area, what happens? We know that industries, they run with machines, and machines have to do their job continuously for 24 hours. So if your house is near to these industrial areas, then for 20, like daily you have to bear the loud sounds or noises basically coming from this machines used in the industries. So these are the prevention strategies or tips to prevent noise pollution, right? Nextly, uh, we'll talk about soil pollution. um, the causes of soil pollution, major cause first is pollutants which are released from the atmosphere, like your acid rain. If you know, acid rain is, in my previous video we talked about acid rain. Acid rain occurs because of sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxides that are released from industries, and when they react with water vapor present in the atmosphere, they form sulfuric acid and nitric acid. These sulfuric acid and nitric acid, they damage the crops, they cause skin allergies, sorry, kill fish in the aquatic ecosystem, right? So and apart from that, this nitric acid and sulfuric acid, they get leached in the soil surface, damaging the soil. Not only that, fertilizers and insecticides, excessive fertilizers and insecticides that farmers use in agriculture also pollute the soil. Now when soil is polluted, what happens? It basically changes the basic structure of soil. When I say basic structure of soil, I'm talking about texture of the soil, the pH of the soil, okay, the various types of nutrients present in the soil, all are affected. When the soil is affected, can a plant grow? Obviously no. And plants are the primary producers, and we all know human beings, animals all depend on plants for their survival, okay. So what are the effects of soil pollution? It affects the crops, as a result of which it affects the human beings. And also, second major effect of soil pollution is it kills microbes present in the soil. We all know microorganisms, they are ubiquitous, they are omnipresent, that means they are present everywhere, okay. Now these microorganisms, they might be good microorganisms or bad microorganisms, okay, they act as friend and a foe. So some good microorganisms which are present in the soil, they also get killed, as a result of which the plants can't grow, okay. Like for example, there is a good microorganism or bacterium present in the soil known as rhizobium. What does this rhizobium do? It converts the nitrogen present in the atmosphere into ammonia, and this ammonia can be utilized by the plants so that plants grow properly. Now when there is soil pollution, when the soil is polluted with such chemical substances, either because of insecticides or fertilizers or due to acid rain, then it changes the basic structure of the soil. That means it changes the texture, it changes the pH, either it makes the soil acidic or basic, it changes the levels of nutrients, thus it kills the microorganisms. Then there will be no conversion of nitrogen into ammonia, as a result of which plants can't grow, they die. Clear? So soil pollution basically affects the crops, in turn affecting human health, and it also kills microbes present in the soil due to the change in the basic physical and chemical properties of soil, right? So, in today's video, we have discussed about noise pollution. What are the sources? What is noise basically? It's any unwanted, loud, unpleasant sound to the ears. Okay. And the normal range for hearing is 20 hertz to 20,000. Anything greater than that, in turn, causes damage to the ears. And continuous exposure to noise can cause hearing loss, which is preventable. So before like we get into the stage of hearing loss, it's better we try ways to prevent it. So first, for that, we need to understand what are the sources of noise pollution, which we have discussed here, right? And we have seen what are the effects of noise pollution, how it can cause stress, anxiety, irritation, change in sleep patterns, digestive issues, right? And what are the ways to prevent it, where it's the responsibility of it, there is responsibility that lies at individual level and even at the government level to see that noise pollution is prevented. And then we talked about soil pollution, the causes and its effects, right? So if you have any doubt in this video, please feel free to comment it down below. And if you haven't watched my previous video, do check it out from my playlist. And with this, we wind up the topic of health and hygiene. In my next video, let's uh, do a quick summary of what we have learned in this unit and try to solve few questions so that we strengthen our concepts on this unit. Okay, so enjoy the process of learning. If you like my content, please do like, share, and subscribe to my channel, Biology Foundation. Enjoy the process of learning. Bye bye. Have a good day.